And hello. Welcome back to the Being Shot DJ podcast with your host, Denny in the Shrine. Denny, what is good?
What's going on, man? Thursday, April 10th, 5 p.m. Just absolute craziness keeps happening in the NBA. We are approaching postseason. Regular season ends Sunday. And so we're here to continue talking about everything going on, Matt.
Yes, sir. Exciting time. We had a little bit of a break between postseason and the March Madness, a little bit going on. As you know, it is March, aka Patty put that on the story when it was April when that massive Duke versus Auburn game went down. Anyways, no, we're here for a good time.
Yeah.
For those who didn't know, we picked correctly. We picked the Florida Gators.
Yes, sir.
To win it all. And so everything is good, baby. We knew it all along. Our bracket was not perfect at the least, but we did pick the Florida Gators. Shout out Gators. Shout out Ruben Shinyelu. We got winners, baby.
Yeah, Walter Clayton Jr., man. That guy
Absolutely
just
insane.
had an insane tournament. Put the team on his back a lot. But it's dope to see Ruben get a ring, though.
Yeah. Former Coug, Washington State University player, Ruben Shinyelu.
Exactly.
You are a champion. Probably, I think this is the closest I've seen a Coug get a championship in a long time.
Yeah.
Not including Clay and the Warriors. It feels good.
It's Rube.
Congrats, Rube.
Good shit.
As much as I love March Madness, it's kind of nice for it to be done with and over with, less stressful, and now we can move on and look forward to the NBA postseason, baby. So, first off, I guess not first off, since we were chatting a little bit, but, we have a tradition on this podcast, and we're going to take a shot every single episode until the Great Association brings the Seattle Supersonics back. We had very recently Mr. Silverman speak on the matter. He said, we know that the fans in Seattle deserve a team. This is not verbatim or quote, by the way, but he recognized us, and he just said he's waiting for the cards to all fall. So every episode, we are getting closer. As much as how much fun we have taking shots on this pod, I would rather take the Sonics back in a million years rather than never. So look forward to having the Sonics back soon. Mr. Silverman, figure it out. Let's get the cards rolling, baby.
Come on now.
Let's get the cards rolling. Maybe start the expansion draft this year so the Sonics can get Cooper Flag. That'd be amazing. But
I'd take it.
I would love that.
That's fine.
I'd be very happy with that.
Yeah.
So without further ado, we're not taking shots today, but we got some Denny's first Old Crimson today. Denny's not had an Old Crimson yet. It's the Washington State University beer. Proceeds to this beer go to the NIL deal for the Cougs. So go Cougs, go Sonics, bring them back, baby.
Go Cougs, baby. Let's go.
Cheers, brother. Whoa!
I'm back in Pullman.
We're back in Pullman, baby. Back in Pullman. Let's get this episode rolling. Denny?
What a wild season it's been. Some crazy trades with Luka and AD. De'Aaron Fox got traded. It seems like no coach is safe anymore. Taylor Jenkins got fired recently for a good Grizzlies team. And now Michael Malone is out in Denver, along with the GM, Calvin Booth. Matt, what are your initial reactions to that?
Just ridiculous, man. 3 games before the playoffs for them. It just makes zero sense. Mike Malone's been this coach since 2015. The only coach Jokic has seen, he's won a championship with Jokic. I don't get it. I was really upset with the Taylor Jenkins firing in the first place, just because as you listened to the last episode, I did believe he was the coach of the year, in my opinion. And I believe he did really well for what he had. And now you have Mike Malone fired. And then very fast after that, they fired general manager Calvin Booth along with him. So I don't even know, because they're making the playoffs. Like, where do you even go from here?
It's ridiculous that you can be doing this to coaches like this. You're doing coaches so dirty.
Started last year with Griffith in Boston.
It's ridiculous. They've earned the right to finish the season. And this is still, they're the Denver Nuggets. They're still going to make the playoffs. They still have a chance to make a run. That's what the playoffs are about, making runs.
Yeah.
They can still do it. Michael Malone's an old school coach. He's hard on the team. I think that clip came out of him saying that some of the guys don't give a shit. I think he's just publicly trying to challenge them. And as a result of that, he's now out.
Yeah.
I get that they've been struggling recently, but I don't think this is the answer with, like you said, 3 games left. I know that there was a disconnect between Calvin Booth and Michael Malone. It's funny, anytime something big like this happens, all these, rumors or facts come out, and it sounds like these guys never really talked, didn't see eye to eye. Calvin Booth was more of a guy looking for building a team, getting young guys in there when Mike Malone wanted to win now. And I agree more with Mike Malone. With the squad they have right now, they should be totally in win now mode. They won it back in 23. I don't understand why you would try to go young right now when you have Jokic in his prime and the players that are surrounding him playing good basketball. Definitely should be in win now mode.
Yeah, it makes zero sense to me. And unfortunately, the chase behind this is Russell Westbrook.
Again,
And I will stick up Russell Westbrook to the day I die. For those who are watching, I'm wearing his jersey today, one of my favorite jerseys, my first NBA jersey. He's my dude. He's my guy. He's a Hall of Famer, one of the greatest point guards to ever play the game. And yet he's being used as a scapegoat hundreds of times. They used it with Frank Vogel. Every Lakers fan has been using Russell Westbrook as a scapegoat for those 2 seasons. For like the season and a half he was there in the first place. And it makes zero sense why they do this when he's the only person ever with over 200 triple doubles, and he got some of the triple doubles with the Lakers, and he averaged over like 14 points per game with that team. It's like, and behind Russell Westbrook did that behind AD and Braun. So I'm going to share a few stats with you just off the bat. Russell Westbrook averaged 17 points, 7.2 assists, 6.9 rebounds in 130 games for the Lakers in 2 seasons. Okay. And yeah, everybody thought it was Russell Westbrook's fault for why they lost and why they were doing so bad. When he was a bench player most of the time in the second season role there, and he was averaging 34 minutes this first season and little under 28 in the second season there. So I don't understand how you can call him the scapegoat here when he was averaging 17 points per game for you the entire time, and you're behind AD and Braun. So
he's been a difference maker on every team he's at. Yes, he'll make a mistake here and there, but when he makes the mistake, it's completely highlighted. They completely forget about everything else, and then it's just all about that mistake and that he shouldn't have been in that moment or whatever. But you look at those stats, still triple-double-esque numbers. Yeah. Like, he's making a difference on every team he plays for.
Yeah, and he has. Michael Jordan called him himself one of the hardest players to ever play on the court. He goes out there and plays with intensity every day. He doesn't take games off. Now, you say his three-point shooting is down. Yeah, he's never been a three-point shooter, like ever. Even in his historic triple-double season, he was still shooting barely 30%. Then you go look at his three-point percentage when he went to the Lakers. From the Lakers to the Clippers, he's still averaging 12.2, 5.2 assists, 5 rebounds, and 89 games for the Clippers in his career. That's not including how he was averaging over 23 points for the Clippers in the playoffs that first year he was there. And then go to the second year in the playoffs he was there, he barely got any minutes at all. So it's kind of just ridiculous to see. And then now you're looking at it with this season. We talked about the narrative a few times this year about what Russell Westbrook's been between Jamal Murray and how Jamal Murray's taking a step back. It's not like, again, it's not Russell Westbrook's fault. You also did not find a guy to back up what you did for Bruce Brown 2 years ago. Bruce Brown was such an important part of your championship, and you just let him go to not fill that hole ever again. Not with Christian Brown. Like, what the hell? You're not going to fill it with that. So you look at these stats with and without Jamal Murray. With Jamal Murray on the team when they're playing, he's only averaging 27.5 minutes, 13 points, 4.9 assists, and 5.8 rebounds. Now take Jamal Murray out of the equation. Russell Westbrook starting most of the time when Jamal Murray's not there. He's averaging 30.9 minutes, 14.3 points, 5.8 assists, and 7.7 rebounds. And those are pretty good numbers coming for the fact that you were right behind Nikola Jokic, who's averaging triple-double for the first time since Russell Westbrook averaged triple-double as the last person to do that. And then you look at it with Nikola Jokic, and he still makes a big impact when he's not on the floor as well. So it's just kind of hard to say. I'm just kind of tired of the narrative being talked about with Russell Westbrook being a scapegoat for every team since he's left Oklahoma City pretty much, except the Wizards. He had a historic season in Washington that was never talked about that much at all. But I'm just tired of the narrative. That's all.
Yeah, and I think his locker room presence is underrated, undervalued as well. I mean, this is a veteran. He's a leader. He led those OKC teams all those years when Kevin Durant was gone. He knows what to do. And so having that presence in the locker room, on the floor, like, it's huge. I don't think it's talked about enough. And that's why they sometimes play better. You have a veteran out there. He's got experience. He likes to facilitate the floor, run the offense. And so he finds guys in their spots and, he helps produce for them.
Now, going back to the whole coaching situation in the first place, I'm not sure how Mike Malone's fired when you still have people like Ty Lue, who had a master class to work with Paul George last year, and Kawhi, and Westbrook, and Harden, and still fell up really short. They had an amazing run in January to the All-Star break last year, but fell up short of nothing, pretty much. Like, if Ty Lue sells a job, I'm not sure why Mike Malone's being fired out here.
Yeah. I mean, so many rumors, you never know what's right and wrong. I've said that before, come out after things like this. Sounded like that he didn't necessarily still have what reports are saying or rumors are saying is that he had lost the locker room. I find that a little hard to believe. Yes, you see all the comments he's making publicly, but he's trying to challenge these guys. He's not trying to hate on them. He's trying to challenge them to get better. It's what old school coaches do. And it's tough to see. Carmelo made a good point. He said that the Nuggets internally think that, they might have peaked with Mike Malone. That's
Literally.
that's probably what they thought now. And they thought that they probably think that they're not gonna be able to make a run and might as well just start changing things now, get rid of them both. I don't agree with that at all. I think, this team's got Nikola Jokic on it. They can make any run in the playoffs. You have Aaron Gordon, who's been playing really good basketball. He's just been hurt. Jamal Murray, hopefully, is going to be back for the playoffs. Like the Nuggets, they can easily make a run.
Right.
And so I think it's just unfair to Mike Malone.
It's unfair to Mike Malone. It's unfair to the players who you need chemistry going into the playoffs, and coach is the first line of defense there, and then your buddies next to you like on the court are next. In my opinion, coach gathers those guys, and you might have your assistant coach filling in as interim, but like it's hard to gather around your assistant coach like you've been gathered around your coach that's been Nikola Jokic's coach since he was drafted his entire career. Only had this one coach and won a championship with, and just had to put all your faith into the next one. So it's tough. It's not fair. It's not fair to Mike Malone. It's not fair to Nuggets fans. It's not fair to Nikola Jokic. And it's just unfair to see on Nikola Jokic the season he's had, even though he will fall short of the MVP, in my opinion, which you guys can go on Instagram and talk shit all you want. I don't care. I respect him like crazy, and I don't believe he should be treated like this. So,
yeah.
Bottom line.
Yeah. Bottom line is
some of these guys out here getting fired or being fired for the wrong reasons.
Yeah. And I hope it still works out for the Nugs. Their new interim coach, David Adelman, sounds like he's got a good presence in the locker room. Sounds like he's like a player coach, good relationship with the players.
Yeah.
So hopefully that keeps things afloat in the locker room. He is the son of former NBA coach Rick Adelman, so at least got that. He's got that in the blood. So I hope it still works out for the Nugs. We'll see. But the things are looking like right now in the West, it's going to be a really tight race for these teams.
Big time. All right, moving on to other news. If you listened to the podcast before, one, you obviously know we're huge Cougs fans as we're drinking Old Crimsons here right now. But also one of our favorite guys in the NBA got drafted this year, Jalen Wells. And he sadly went down with a very ugly injury, which I'm not going to do the full replay of the video, but here's a picture of him being limp on the court. It was tough to watch. I was watching it in the ballpark the other day, and he just went completely limp. And thank God it's just a broken wrist, and he's doing a lot better now. And he posted immediately in the locker room. His dad tweeted out when he woke up, he just asked what the score was, apparently, when he came conscious and was saying he was awake.
Yeah.
So shout out to Jay Wells. Just prayers up, brother. I hope you get better. You're a baller. You should have been a Roy, in my opinion, as we talked about last podcast. But I mean, I'll love the Stephon Castle, but man, it's tough to watch this anytime to any player, but it hits a little bit hard for our Wazoo guy.
Yeah, no, that shit was scary, man. So
Yeah.
I'm glad that he's been doing better. He's a Coug, he's a fighter, he's gonna get through it. But tough blow for the Grizz as well. I mean, we know what Jay Wells has brought to the team. He's been a starter, great defender, 3-point shooter. So definitely a tough blow for them heading into the playoffs for sure.
Yeah, he's going to be a huge loss for the Grizz coming up. Grizz are in the play-in right now.
They're currently seated in the play-in.
Well, actually, you know what? Let's talk about it. So, shout out to Jay Wells. Hope you get better, buddy.
Yep.
Yeah, you're a baller. You'll come back. Stay vigilant. You got this. So, that leads us to it's time, baby. One magic moment. The playoff picture is set officially. Denny, I'm so sorry to hear. This will be the very first time, 2010, we've seen a postseason without Kevin Durant, not including his injured times, obviously. Let's take a drink to that. One, we're huge KD fans. Two, Denny's followed the Suns because of KD. The Thunder eliminated them last night. Sadly, I mean, it was an uphill battle this whole entire last stretch, anyways. They actually played their best. They played all season, but they just had an ungodly, awful, hard schedule to finish it out. Uh, and just they're $300 something million in cap. This team's most likely about to be dismantled. The highest paid team besides the 2023 Warriors. Daddy, I can give you facts all day, but you know it all. I just want to give your time to bet here. Spotlight's yours.
Yeah, no, it's tough to see. Like you said, they had the toughest remaining schedule in the league. Did have a couple good wins. I think they beat like the Celtics or was the Cavs. So I mean, they were playing well. And then KD went down with that ankle injury, and we all know what happens to the Suns when they don't have Kevin Durant. They just finished the season on an 8-game losing streak. It is going to suck not seeing KD, not seeing Book in the playoffs. We've seen them both in the playoffs. We've seen KD's historic performances in the playoffs and what he can do. So definitely sucks not to see him. But yeah, a lot of questions for the Suns going into the offseason. So many rumors, especially the trade deadline when they were saying they were looking for trades for KD. No clue what's going to happen. RIP the Suns, RIP KD, but we're on to the playoffs. That's why we drink.
Yes, sir. Yeah, it's tough to see. There's just so much hope of what could have been with this team, and it just fell short. And there's not much you could have done, especially. Really liked Bradley Beal on the Wizards, man, but he just kind of fucked over this Suns team so badly, and they could have been in a better position if you let them waive his no trade clause during the trade deadline and didn't. And so I think that hurt him quite a bit as far as what they can do. But now you just, instead of, Bradley Beal finishing out the season with his boys, now everything's going to be dismantled completely this offseason probably. So I feel like it was kind of a selfish move in a way, but you know what? I don't blame you. You got to play selfish for yourself sometimes. So
yeah. And with that, now we have all the playoff teams set, but 3 through 8 is unreal how close it is, right?
It is close.
It is unreal.
It was decided within a game or a game and a half minimum. T-Wolves technically at the 8 spot right now. But, like I said, there's only a couple more games left, and they could easily jump all the way up to 4th, possibly.
And the Grizz and the Wolves, I was telling you a little bit about, they play tonight. Yep. And I think if it all works out the way I think it's going to work out, whoever loses that game, I think might be stuck in the play-in just because of how close these standings are and the winning team having the tiebreaker. But that's also saying the Warriors are going to win their next couple of games. But yeah, I mean, this matchup tonight's huge with the Grizzlies. We talked about the Jenkins firing. Came out that Ja didn't feel like the offense was flowing through him as much. He wanted the ball more. He wanted to run the offense more. Since Jenkins is firing, it's been a little bit up and down. But when you look at Ja's numbers, he's averaging 30 this past month. So yeah, the ball's definitely in his hands more. They've just been a little bit up and down. Like we were just saying, too, Jay Wells, it's a tough blow.
Very tough blow. One of the reasons why I wanted Taylor Jenkins for Coach of the Year is what he did with that depth in the rotation, and taking Jay Wells out of the rotation is massive. Jenkins is gone, so it's a little bit different anyways. But yeah, it's kind of massive blow. And finally, this Grizzlies team that's been just injury riddled for the last 3 years in general can never just seem to stay on their feet. When they finally find a guy, they just gets injured. So we'll see what happens. G.G. Jackson still injured, isn't he?
Yeah, I don't think he's been playing.
Yeah, I haven't seen him play in a while, but I think he'd be a good replacement for Jay Wells at the playoffs if he is healthy. I'm not exactly sure who else there, but they have a lot of depth. I like them to team for the depth specifically, but I still think they lack a little bit of star power outside of Ja and Triple J. I just don't think Desmond Bane is enough to be star there yet, but he's a good scorer. He's a good player, but we'll see what happens there.
Yeah, and when you talk about those two teams and you look at their remaining schedules, the Wolves have a much easier schedule. So after this game tonight, they play the Nets and the Jazz, whereas opposed to the Grizzlies have to play the Nuggets and then the Mavs. And so that's also going to play a really big factor. So it'll be interesting. When we talk about the Wolves, we've talked about their inconsistency all year. There's times where Ant is playing crazy, the team's looking good, and they're beating the Nuggets and they're having these crazy games. And then they have times where they're falling apart. Most recently, they gave up that 24-point lead in the fourth and got outscored 40-13 in the fourth. And so you cannot be falling apart like that. And that was a huge loss. Look, now they're eighth. If they would have won that game, they'd probably be where the Grizzlies are, or they'd be top 6. That's a huge
big
loss.
blow.
Yeah.
Big blow for sure. So we'll see what happens. Kings fight to stay alive. Kings have been on just a tough run in general for the last God knows how long. They've been a weird team where it's like, I don't know.
They have been a weird team.
It's just been a weird team. Obviously, they're another victim of coaching firing, but a lot earlier in the season, at least. I still don't like how they fired Mr. Brown.
Doing these coaches dirty, man.
Doing these coaches dirty for sure. Right. But they have the talent, and they have guys that have been playoff tested for sure. Besides Sabonis, DeMar DeRozan's been there time and time again. Zach LaVine's had been there a few times in the play-ins, especially, but not anything dominant or noteworthy. He's not really gone that far in the playoffs by himself at all. Yeah, so acquiring those guys to get some playoff tested. Obviously, missing De'Aaron Fox is huge still. It's shown a lot. But now they got Isaac Jones going into the playoffs. Thank God. Our guy. Love AIJ. Dog. And so hopefully he gets some minutes, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, their last 2 games, they're playing the Clippers and then the Suns. So, going to be a tough matchup with the Clippers. I think this Clippers team can be a dark horse team going to the playoffs. We've talked about this team over and over again. We've talked about how they are defensively. They're a top team in the league in defense. We've talked about Norm Powell's season. We've talked about Ivica Zubac. He's probably having a career year right now. Harden's playing the best basketball I've seen in a while. And, part of that, I think, is no PG. He can run the offense, do it all himself. And then if you have a healthy Kawhi Leonard, this team's scary. They've been playing really good basketball as of late, yes. 6-game win streak, 8-2 in their last 10. And they got so many good defenders. I mean, Norm Powell's a good defender. We know Kawhi, even guys like Chris Dunn, Derrick Jones Jr. So I'm excited to see what this team is going to do in the playoffs.
And then also, finally, the Dallas Mavericks, who got AD back officially, but are without Kawhi, which also just sucks so much. I'm not sure how far they're going to get, but they do have a game coming up against the Grizzlies as well. So that could be a possible play-in match, possibly, depending on how the Wolves-Grizzlies game goes. I don't think they'll make it this far. They just need to focus to next season, in my opinion.
Yeah.
With that flimsy AMD right now, it's tough.
I still, hopefully AD stays healthy, because I was still unsure why they had brought him back, but now they have a play-in spot. But
yeah.
My question for you is, do you think that the Kings and the Mavs have any chance of securing that 8th spot, or do you think it's going to go to the top 2 teams, like the 7 and 8s?
I'd say the Warriors for sure have this. Looking at it right now,
if it were to be like this today, yeah, do you think Warriors and Wolves stay as 7-8, or do you think
I think Warriors for sure have the 7th minimum? I feel like the Wolves could get upset, but I wouldn't have it favored.
Yeah,
I still favor the Wolves for sure. They're a healthier team.
Yep.
2, they're been rolling a lot lately too, so they're battle tested. They know how to get there. So we'll see what happens. But I don't think the Kings. I think the Kings could beat the T-Wolves. Also, it's just a single elimination game when it comes to the play-in.
All you need is just one good game.
Yep. So
you just need one.
Yeah. So it'd be interesting to see, because right now the T-Wolves will play the Mavs, or excuse me, the T-Wolves will play the Kings and the Warriors will play the Mavs.
Yep.
So it'd be interesting.
It'd be Warriors versus the Wolves, and then the Kings versus the Mavs.
Warriors versus the Wolves.
And then whoever lost that Warriors-Wolves game would play the winner of the Kings-Mavs.
And then the loser of the Warriors-Wolves games would play,
Yeah. Because the winner would just automatically get that 7 seed, and then the loser of that game would play the winner of the Kings-Mavs game.
And so I do see in a world the T-Wolves lose to the Warriors, that I believe
if the Kings were to win or the Mavs were to win.
I think the Kings have a better chance than the Mavs. Mavs are just way too, and I think a lot of the depth on the Minnesota Timberwolves could defend anybody on the Mavs. The Mavs don't have enough to stop them at all. When it comes to the Kings versus the T-Wolves, I say in some freak way, some DeMar DeRozan action, some Zach LaVine action, some Domantas Sabonis action, all those guys in the game, I still think you're in the game no matter what. So in a single elimination game, wouldn't give, like I said, I would still give the edge to the T-Wolves, but I still think the Kings have a chance. I wouldn't say it's a locked up 8 yet.
Yeah. And looking back at the Nuggets, I just looked at their schedule. They're playing the Grizzlies and the Rockets their last 2 games. So like those both aren't easy games for them either. Those are not just gimme games.
No,
So
not at all.
depending on what happens too, they could even fall.
Yeah.
This is crazy, man. This
Crazy
is
time. Great to be
like
alive.
when have we seen this close of a race? 3-4 days until the end of the regular season. It's crazy.
I don't think we have.
Every game matters.
Well, last year we had the race for the first seed.
Yep.
But
the fight to have a guaranteed playoff spot and have to fight for your playoff lives.
And I'm biased with the Thunder. I think the Thunder can sweep anybody they play in the first round. Now, when it comes to second round, I don't have necessarily that confidence, but I believe all these teams 4 through 8 could easily have a good series and win in a series between Houston and LA.
Yep.
And Denver, all of these teams. I think it'd be a really good 7-game series.
Warriors Rockets would be a really
so
good
much fun
first round matchup, especially after that little Steph Curry Ime interaction.
Yeah, that'd be a blast.
And I think Draymond got a tech in that game too, so that would be a really good. Yeah.
I think that'd be a great game.
That'd be a really good series.
You'd have to look out. I think Rockets have the size versus the Warriors there.
Yeah,
because you have Steven Adams and you have Sengun, but it'd be interesting to see for sure. But
Steven Adams, by the way, has been playing a very good role for this team, has had a huge impact. That's not on the regular stats, but the advanced stats.
He always has, man.
He has the highest offensive rebounding percentage in the league. I think he has one of the highest net ratings. That's huge.
Dog.
That's huge. Like he does.
He's the big fucking Kiwi.
He does the intangibles for every team he plays for. I've just seen a lot of tweets just praising him recently, but
he's not even
huge
leading his team in rebounds. He's out there more than Sengun.
And he's getting more offensive rebounds than everyone. Like
literally.
Just making a difference out there. Love to fucking see it for the Rockets.
I love to see Steven Adams good and going good, but like Grizzlies, y'all fucked up and letting him go while he was injured. I'm sorry. You should have waited.
For an injured Victor Oladipo.
Yeah, for an injured Victor Oladipo. That's what the trade was. I was trying to think what they got from that. Oh, man. That's tough.
Yeah, I remember when we covered that. It was the injured for the injured.
It was the injured for the injured. Vic's not even in the league now, is he?
I don't think so. No.
Love you, Vic, though. I love both those guys. Shout out to Steven Adams. He'll be a difference maker in the playoffs. He's been there before. He's been there with guys like Russell Westbrook. Now he's supporting guys like Jalen Green. We all get more into the nitty-gritty of the top teams. I feel like next podcast episode.
Yeah, when everything's set in stone.
Yeah, I know we've been just rambling on, but
that's get over to the East. That's what it's about. There's so much going on.
Yes, sir.
We got to ramble.
Get over to the East. Look at the play-in as well. We have right now the play-in is set, and the numbers are a little bit less than the rest of the West as well. We have the Miami Heat, 36 wins, Chicago Bulls at 37, Atlanta Hawks, 37, and the Orlando Magic with 40. Now, let me tell you a fun stat real quick about the Chicago Bulls. Josh Giddey is in fine company with Nikola Jokic and Russell Westbrook in one of the only players this year with over 500 plus rebounds, 500 plus assists, and over 1,000 plus points. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Insane. I love Josh Giddey. Did not expect this to happen at all. My guy, though.
Yeah, we've last episode we talked a little bit about it. Since the departure of Levine, since the All-Star break, he has really turned it up. He has been playing very good basketball. I think something we got to talk about too. I know you and I noticed it because we watched a lot of the Olympics, but when he was playing for Australia, he was killing it. He was playing some really good basketball for Team Australia.
No doubt.
And then I think when, he played for the Bulls, he just didn't get as much playing time. He was kind of more like that sixth man coming off the bench. And now since he's starting getting that role, kind of running the offense, Kobe White's more of a scorer, who, by the way, Kobe White has been balling as well. I think he's averaging like 27 this month.
We had him last year for most improved.
Yeah.
He's always been a dog.
Yeah. Love to see what Giddey's doing. Love to see what Kobe White's doing. This is a young Bulls team. Matas Buzelis is starting to play better. So it's fun to see them right now and what they're doing. Yeah. Shout out Giddey.
Shout out Giddey.
Shout out P. Giddey.
Giddey. He beat the allegations. Let's just say it. He beat the allegations. He beat the allegations, or at least that we know of. I mean, it hasn't been talked about in a long time. But thankfully, so we can give him some praise here.
Yeah.
Not some glaze, but some praise.
But these rankings are a lot more set. Like the Magic will stay in 7. Even though the Hawks, Bulls, Heat are all kind of a game and a half apart.
Yeah,
Looking at their upcoming schedules, I think they all do have the ability to just kind of stay where they are. The Hawks play the Nets and the Sixers. I would hope. I mean, I guess we never know what Hawks team we're going to see anymore. We've had the Hawks team
no,
that beats the Celtics. We've had the Hawks team that loses to the Wizards. So
twice.
twice,
They did that in the first
yeah,
2 months. They beat the
twice.
Wizards. They beat the
So
Celtics or the Cavs twice, and they lost the Wizards
yeah.
twice
So
in the same
let
couple months in the first beginning of the season.
if they can, do their thing, they should be fine. The Bulls are right behind them, but they play the Wizards and the Sixers coming up, so they should be okay. And then the Heat play the Pelicans and the Wizards.
Yep.
So I think if it all works out, these guys all stay where they are, and then it's going to be Magic, Hawks, and Bulls, Heat in the play-in.
Completely agree. I don't think it's that too much. Now, obviously, just the Orlando Magic with health here would be so great.
I love this Magic team, man. Yeah, I mean, we've talked about this team all the time with our guys. Third best defensive team in the league. You got Franz and you got Paulo. They're playing really good basketball right now, 8-2 in their last 10, 4-game win streak. So I could see them take care of business against the Hawks. And then who would you take in the Bulls Heat game?
Right now, my I kind of just want to take the Bulls. Heat just not been that hot since that's the All-Star break. They had some good players, and it's really looking like the Warriors won that trade for Jimmy B. Right now, it sucks because I like Andrew Wiggins there. I thought it would be a good fit, but it hasn't really panned out that much right now. He's been injured though, hasn't he? A little bit.
I think so.
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe Tyler Hero sticks up, and Bam is the most consistent player on that team, in my opinion. He goes in there night in, night out. But I don't think the Heat have enough depth, and I think the Bulls have a little bit of depth that could help quite a bit. And Josh Giddey playing Josh Giddey and Kobe White playing the way he is. Zealous, looking like a young stud out there. I kind of like the way the Bulls have been kind of grooving lately.
Yeah, I didn't realize the Heat have been playing that well. They've been playing better as of late, but I think that the Bulls got the momentum right now.
Oh, yeah.
So I think they would take that. Who would you take? Hawks, Bulls?
If they're on, they're on. You can't say no to the Hawks.
Exactly. I know.
They're just so inconsistent. It's kind of hard that's probably the most wild card here, which is kind of wild. But theoretically, the Hawks defense and their passing should 100% beat the Bulls, in my opinion. But yet again, they found ways multiple times to not get it done. So I can't tell you exactly, but
yeah.
The Hawks play the 76ers coming up.
Yeah.
So that could change. Also, the 8th and 9th seed could change here pretty soon.
Yeah. The Hawks fall apart. Yeah.
They're half a game difference right now.
Yeah.
They play the 76ers, which they probably should beat. It's, we'll see. They're playing the Nets right now.
I do think, though, whoever ends up 7-8 will not beat the Cavs or the Celtics. They're both just playing way too good right now to be upset by either of those teams.
There's no chance.
Yeah. And it looks like the other two matchups are set, too, in this conference. It's going to be it'll be Knicks Pistons and then Pacers Bucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which would both be really good series. I know you and I were talking a little bit about the Knicks Pistons. We think the Pistons could give the Knicks a run for their money.
Oh, absolutely.
Especially watching that Celtic game the other day where they fell apart in the second half, the Knicks. I think it showed how much they rely on Brunson, even though now Brunson's back looking like himself.
Their depth is so bad. We talked about it all.
They're gassed. Yeah.
They're gassed.
The whole second half, they were gassed.
You see what happened to Kyrie when he's pushing 39 minutes a game?
Yeah.
You just can't do that. I mean, you had no depth. You traded away your depth for Cat, and Cat's a great player. I love him. But, now you have nothing outside of that. You have such a good starting five, and I love your starting five. When Mikal Bridges is on lately, because not having the season I believe we wanted him to see out of him for sure. But, when Mikal Bridges is on, everybody else is on. Jalen Brunson and Cat are pretty consistent. Josh Hart always a workhorse on the rebounds over there and getting the assists and just spreading the floor. But
OG's been playing really well.
I love OG.
Yeah, he's been playing better.
Now go to the bench. All you have is Mitchell Robinson. That's about it.
Mitchell Robinson, the boy Tyler Kolek from Marquette, but that's not much.
Not enough.
Yeah,
not enough at all.
Or at least Thibs doesn't play him enough, and so these other guys are playing 30 minutes, and it's already the third quarter, so they're gassed and they're having a hard time running up and down the floor. Pistons lead the season series right now 2-1. Both wins were in Madison Square Garden. It had triple-double one time in the games. I think with the way the Pistons have been playing too, it could be an exciting series.
Also got Miles McBride. I forgot about him.
Yeah, that's right. Deuce McBride. Yep.
Precious Achiuwa. Still not enough. Not enough. Not enough at all. You get injured like it happened last year, you're fucked.
Right.
You're just fucked. Thibodeau needs to figure out some way to spread out his roster a little bit. You can't just play these guys for so many minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, I could definitely see that series going deep. And then we look at 4-5. It's a rematch from last year in the first round, Pacers Bucks. Last year the Pacers took it 4-2. No Dame, no Giannis most of the time. Again this year,
No damn.
no Dame.
Giannis has been on a tear.
Giannis has been playing fucking insane.
He had a 30-point triple-double. That was insane.
Didn't he have like 20 assists on that too? It was like the 35 and 20.
It was just 30-20-20 game.
Yeah.
It kind of just debunked.
He is
amazing.
He is locked in right now.
He is very locked in.
He is locked in. I think he's pissed.
He's never went away.
No, he's never went away.
But just a little bit too late to get recognition for the MVP.
Yeah.
Just because he's been inconsistent with it.
Yeah.
But I do like the way he's playing. When Giannis is playing that way, it's hard to say no. But yet again, same thing with the Knicks here. I think it's just a depth issue with this Bucks team.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how well you can support that. And Bobby P's been injured half the time too. You don't have Middleton anymore. Yeah, Kuzma's not. He's a starter, but like, I don't know. I'm not sure what much you can do. The Pacers team's kind of deep in the bench. Their star powers maybe not be as big, but I mean, I think their bench is a lot deeper than the Bucks. So we'll see what happens there. I'm not sure who would win in the playoff series there, but I think it'd be close. But looking, the Pacers could take it away.
Yeah,
especially with no Dame. Like it's just hard when you don't have your number 2 star.
Kevin Porter Jr. has been playing a little bit of good basketball for them the past couple of games, couple of 20 bombs. But will he be able to keep that consistently going into the playoffs? When you look at these teams, the Pacers, obviously, we talk about them. They're, like you said, their depth.
Yeah.
They're top 10 in offense. Bucks are top 10 in defense, so it's going to be a good clash. We'll see. Giannis is on a tear right now. I think he's kind of on a mission. There's been a lot of rumors about Giannis and what his future looks like in Milwaukee, and so I think this postseason has a really big role in what's going to happen there. I think we said last year that the series could go 7. I could see it going 7 again, and it'll be interesting to see what Dame's update is if he's able to come back and how this series goes for sure.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. Kevin Porter Jr. has been on a tear lately. Gary Trent Jr. as well, another guy come up, and AJ Green's been taking a step up as well. But when Giannis is out, like Brook Lopez can't make up for that production. Kyle Kuzma can't pick up for that production. It's just tough. It's tough to see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah,
I do like the Pacers team, even though our guys have a little bit down year, but that's why we have Pascal there. We'll see what happens. I don't know. I don't hate it.
They got a little bit of tension too, so it's gonna be a fun battle.
Tyrese has had a down year for sure.
Yeah,
but he'll stretches.
He's picked it up as of late, I think.
They're currently tied with the Cavs right now, 76-76 at the end of the third. So
yeah,
that could be huge for them.
Yeah, Halliburton's definitely been playing better in terms of like facilitating, finding a shot, but he's gonna have to be locked in this whole series. He can't be like the guy we talk about where he's being passive, looking for his guys more. He's got to be able to take those threes. We've seen him take that step back 3. He's had 8 threes in a game before, so he's got to just stay consistent, keep doing that.
Right. Exactly. All right, Danny, anything else you want to talk about playoff wise before we head into our last little mini game?
No, I think next Monday or Tuesday and Wednesday are the playing games. Friday's the championship, and then that following Sunday is going to be, I think, game 1 of the first round. So it's all coming really quick. But like you said, March Madness is over, so now it's time for the playoffs. It's time to get after it.
It's playoff basketball time, baby.
And we'll be here for all of it because we fucking love this shit.
We fucking love this shit. We're going to try to probably do a live stream for one of the games we're going to watch later down when we're not busy.
Yep.
But yeah, keep tuned for that, and we'll post some more clips here coming up so you guys can watch and enjoy with us.
We should do it for like a game 6 or a game 7, and
absolutely,
definitely like in the later rounds too.
Call it now. If there's a game 6, we're going to try our best to be there for it.
Yeah.
Depending on our schedules and stuff like that. We'll call right now.
We'll make it happen.
Like Danny said, April 15th through 18th is the play-in tournament. That is coming up next week. And then we have the playoffs beginning April 19th. NBA playoff basketball is upon us.
Let's go.
Now, Denny, recently, talk about greatness. It's all around. Today's game is I'm going to have you guess who is joining Steph Curry the man, the myth, the legend, who just reached over 4,000 career three-pointers made. I need you to guess who all time is on this list with him.
How many are we going? How many players?
Top 10.
Top 10? Give me Kevin Durant.
That is your first strike. Kevin Durant is at 14. Believe it or not. Yeah, Mr. Playoff, but
Is he close to number? Is he close to 10?
he is the 14th on the list.
All right. Give me Reggie Miller.
Reggie Miller is number 6 on the list. 2,563 points made.
Yeah, I know that guy's been hating his life because he just keeps seeing guys keep passing him up, wasn't he? I feel like he was third all time at one point, and
he was second not too long ago. Yeah. Behind one other. Let me keep in mind, besides Steph Curry, there's total of 6 active guys on this list. So before these 6 active guys got up there, Reggie Miller was second.
That's tough, Reggie.
You guess who was first ahead of him that is not active?
Who was ahead of him? That's not active.
Take a look at your jersey.
Oh, the GOAT Ray Allen.
Ray, bang, bang.
Yes, sir.
Ray Allen is at number 3, 2,973. He was very close to eclipsing 3K, but did not do it before he retired.
Oh, isn't Harden 2? Didn't he just pass him?
Harden is 2. He passed him this season, I believe, some point. 68 total in 1,149 games, and Ray Allen did it in 1,300 games.
Damn. Another one. Give me Clay. Steph's Splash
Clay
Bro.
is number 5. The Splash Brothers. You cannot go wrong with that. 2,696 3 points made total.
Is Kyle Korver up there?
Kyle Korver is up there. Number 8. Absolute dagger from 3. You remember him in the playoffs against the Warriors?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Is Jamal Crawford up there?
Jamal Crawford used to be up there.
Damn.
He just misses it at number 12. He's been recently pushed down by 2 other active guys.
Did I say Dame?
You did not say Dame, but Dame is number 4, 2,804.
Okay.
3 points made in 900 games.
Come on.
Clay is at 5th with 64 total games played, playing his 165th as we speak.
You know what? I'm just going to go with longevity because this guy's up on every fucking award or list. LeBron James. Yeah.
1,558 3-pointers made, number 7 all time on the list. Yeah. And 1,561 games played.
The longevity, man.
Longevity. Take his 3-pointers away. Let's compare him to Jordan then, huh?
He's man.
Absolutely wild.
Crazy. Another one. Give me is Paul Pierce up there?
Paul Pierce was at one point on this list, but he's no longer. He is at 15. Kevin Durant passed him recently, actually. 2,143 3 points made in over 1,300 games.
Give me another Paul George.
Paul George is number 9 on this list this year. Just peeked in there, actually. This year, 908 games total played, 2,349 3-pointers made.
How many do I have left?
You have 1 left. Number 10. That's it. You've gotten 1 through 9, and you just have number 10 left.
Jason Terry.
Jason Terry is number 11. This guy barely beat him out at the end of his career. This guy is not active. You got all the active players. Any guesses? You're on a tear right now.
Yeah, sorry for the pause.
No. You're on a tear. Go cook.
I think I'm thinking, yeah, okay. So it's one of the GOATs. They're both cousins. It's Vince Carter.
It is Vince Carter, number 10, 2,290 3-pointers made.
I don't know how I fucking just thought of that.
That is the list.
Wow.
You got them all with only 1 strike with your boy KD.
KD.
You got multiple strikes.
Yeah, I got, because I guessed Paul Pierce.
You got Paul Pierce.
Jason Terry, I think.
Jason Terry.
The GOAT,
Jamal Crawford.
Damn.
Some other active players that are kind of slowly crawling this list besides KD. Buddy Hield, number 16 at 2,121.
Wow.
3-pointers made. Eric Gordon is still in the league. 2,084 3-pointers made at 17.
Wow.
CJ McCollum, the former guy next to Dame, 1,989. He's very close to being in the 2K club. And Kyrie Irving at 25, 1,876. But he's only played 779 games, which is kind of insane. It's the lowest number in this entire list. Actually, Buddy Hield, 712. Buddy Hield's the lowest on this list. But nonetheless, that is it. That was our mini game for today. That is all we have for you, I believe, for today. Kind of short and sweet episode.
Yes, sir. But we'll keep it rolling. Like we said, this is
Not
the
too short and
time.
sweet. I guess it's 48 minutes, but
Yeah. No, this is the time. This is where we're gonna be at.
this is the time. It's playoff time. Get excited, everybody. Here we go.
I think when we're back on, it'll be after the play-in,
Yep.
probably during the first round of the playoffs. So
Sometime around there.
if there's a crazy game, we'll be there live for it. Regardless, we'll be there talking about it.
We have a schedule switch, so we'll no longer be posting on Wednesdays/Tuesdays. Our buddy Denny got a new schedule for his job, so we're excited. So we will be recording sometimes around Tuesdays and Thursdays and trying to release to you for you guys for the weekend so you guys can watch. So without further ado, please hit up the socials on Instagram, TikTok, X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, everything. YouTube, I'm going to be posting YouTube. I know I've said it like every fucking episode for the last 2 seasons, but I got a new computer and we are going to be posting. So go ahead and take a look at that. Watch everything. Thanks for supporting everybody. Go Cougs, go J-Wells, go Sonics, bring them back.
Bring them back, baby.
Anything else, Denny?
Let's run it.
Let's run it.
Until
Without
next
further
time.
ado,
Yes,
bank
sir.
is closed. Peace.
Peace.